installment of Masterminds Monday, where we offer business advice, hands-on meditation exercises, and effective and effective rituals for the proper generation of wealth. I'm your host, Phylecia Tarel-Anu, and unfortunately, our other host, Damon could not be here with us today as he is again traveling for business, which of course is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, for tonight's show, I wanted to kind of share something that is very pivotal for the moment as we approach 2015. I thought it was very important to discuss how we should prepare ourselves or prepare our businesses for 2015. Again, it's just a few weeks away, and most people are preparing for the holidays and their New Year's resolutions. But a key task that you need to do if you are a business owner is to prepare your business for 2015. Now, one of the first things that I would suggest is to get a spiritual consultation. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, of course you would suggest that, right? Now, again, it shows about spirituality in business, but I think it's especially key because, for one, it will offer you a clear forecast into the coming season for your business. And it also offers you the guidance in order to how to navigate through the coming season of your business in 2015. And this will, of course, give you insight into what you may need to do in order to help your business to become successful, or, of course, how you can continue to make your business successful if it already is. Now, again, I can't stress this enough. I've seen a lot of growth connecting with spirituality when I conduct my own business and business for the family. And it's so key. It's like a partner that's just there waiting for you as long as you know that and you can tap into it. And again, you have that infinite wisdom that you can tap into with your spiritual allies, your ancestors, and, of course, your highest self. And again, at Anu Nation, we offer, of course, spiritual consultations. And that is basically how we do conduct our divination consultations. We connect our highest self with your highest self. And, of course, we use the oracles to kind of help us interpret that information for you. So, again, I can't stress enough how important that is to kind of start the year off with having some really key insight into what lies ahead for you in your business. And, of course, another key aspect of getting a spiritual consultation for the new year is that it will also help to prepare you for how you may have to do some internal work. Now, when it comes to business, a lot of us do not understand the importance of doing the internal work that we have to do, that personal development that we have to do in order to be successful in everything that we do. Now, like for instance, you may have excellent business sense and a beautiful business plan, and it sounds great. You are not projecting that healthy energy, whether you have an unpleasant personality or, if you have low self-esteem. No one will want to patronize your business, or they simply just won't want to work with you if you're trying to expand and you want some partners. So sometimes that is the block that holds us back from being successful in business. And I see it all the time. I've had personal experiences where I've had meetings with people, and after the meeting, I'm like, oh, there's no way I could work with that person. The energy just rubs you the wrong way. And then it makes you see, okay, now that's probably why that person's business hasn't taken off like they've wanted it to. So a lot of us just overlook that aspect of business so much because we think it's all about the numbers and the crunching and having a great plan and that's it. But you, being the business owner, you have an extreme, your personality really reflects through that business. And again, if you're not projecting that healthy energy or you have some extreme blockages, a spiritual consultation will help you to see that. So again, to start that off, for 2015, I would absolutely recommend getting a spiritual consultation first. And again, I've seen it in other people, even on TV shows. Like, for instance, I was recently watching The Taste. I don't watch TV, so I was traveling, and I guess it's a food show. It's something new. I haven't seen it before, but I'm sure maybe a lot of you have. And it's a slightly different show where the power shifts from the chefs to the contestants. So first the contestants present their plate, and then if the chef liked it, they have to vie for that person to want to join their team. And these are all top chefs, like millionaires, very, world-renowned chefs. But there seems to be this one chef that everyone liked. Everyone liked, and he wouldn't even put out a hard sell to join his team. So people just kept saying, "Oh, his energy. I think my energy works very well with your energy," and they will all choose this one, chef. So I thought that was beautiful because he did have this very approachable and warm personality, and people could sense that and pick it up. So that I saw for him is one of the key reasons why that was a successful chef. And unlike other chefs you see on TV, they're screaming, they're yelling, and who wants to work with that? So again, if you have some personal issues that you have and you feel like you don't need to deal with them because that doesn't really affect your business, I would just suggest that you think twice about that, because it really does come through, and you may not recognize it, but it does. And again, a spiritual consultation will help you see that side of something that you may need to work on and develop to help you be successful in your business. Now once you've had some insight from your spiritual consultation on what lies ahead, what you need to do in order to be successful, the next thing that I would suggest that you do in order to prepare yourself is to take a full examination of the previous year. So right now, of course, it's December, so the year's not completely over, but you have enough information where you can have a full grasp of how you did for 2014. And then you can examine what worked for you and what didn't work for you, and then make those necessary changes. Because a lot of us just seem to go with the punches. It's like, okay, this is how I always do business. I'm going to continue to do business this way. I've made enough money to kind of meet my, financial demand, my goals, my bills, so I can live. But I would challenge you to make a full and thorough examination of the previous year, and in detail, to see what worked and what didn't work. Now, I say that too because even if people are successful, they seem to feel like they have the formula, and perhaps you do have that formula, but most businesses that are successful, they are constantly changing things, and they're innovating, and they're reinventing their image, and they constantly come up with these new ideas and concepts for the continuity of their business and the future of their business. So, for instance, I was recently watching a special on Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola soda. Very, 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 very popular brand in business. And it was very interesting because what I didn't realize at first was that the company's been around, of course, for generations, but for decades, they only had one product, and that was their Coca-Cola soda. Now, of course, they, constantly did, maybe some powerful marketing techniques, because when you think of Coca-Cola, a lot of us think of our childhood, or think of Christmas or Santa Claus. So they were very successful in their marketing campaigns, or they would shape the bottle in a certain way. So, I am even drawn to the shape of the bottle. Sometimes I just want the soda because I just want the bottle. So they have very, very powerful marketing, but for decades, they didn't offer any product other than the Coca-Cola. So, they got a little overly confident, and they kind of rested their laurels on that. They don't really have to do anything because they have just a wonderful product, and that's all they need to do. And it worked. It did work for them for a very long time. However, it was at one point when they looked up and they realized that they were actually losing money, and they were not making the same profit and the same numbers that they were used to making. And it was to products like water, and energy drinks. This whole push to be natural and healthy was taking lead. So now they had to kind of change their course of doing business, and they had to expand their offerings. Now, again, this is a powerful company that's been around for generations. So if they have to do that, it's just something to learn if you're a small business owner, to kind of, follow that lead and see how you can expand your business, even if you are already successful. So again, which leads me to my next tip, to examine what your competition is doing. So again, like Coca-Cola, you can stay ahead, or at least keep up and not fall behind and lose business and lose money because you think that, you found your formula for your company and that's all you need to do, and you're already successful and you're making money. You always got to keep changing everything, even in nature and spirituality. Everything is changing. flowers are blossoming and seasons change. So that's kind of a lesson that we need to grasp and, absorb inside of us internally, that change is a good thing. Although it can be scary, although you may feel it's unnecessary, is definitely needed for your growth, and that even relates to your business. So again, once you also see what your competition is doing, it will also give you insight into how you may be able to tap into some untapped sectors of your business and offer some niche services. Because again, if everyone's making a soda, maybe you may say, okay, I'm going to offer a soda that, has ice cream in it or whatever. Just something that you can see that your competition isn't doing. But if you don't investigate your competition at all, you may fall behind. You may see that where you live may be saturated with that product or service. So, and you may have to make, again, those changes. So again, that's another key thing to do. Again, is first, of course, get your spiritual consultation for the year for your, wealth consultation to see what's going on with your business. And then, of course, examine your previous year to see what worked and what didn't work. And then, again, examine that competition. Now, once you've done that, I would suggest that you next set your new goals for the year financially. So set your new financial goals. So if you listen to our show in the past, you always hear, me and Brother Damon speaking about setting goals, trying to attract abundance into your life. But we always, always, always emphasize the importance of setting realistic goals. So, for example, if you've only made, say, $18,000 so far this year, and the year is almost over, it's only a few more weeks, right? So next year, you just can't say, you can say it, but realistically, let's examine how can you do this. Okay, I'm going to make $1.2 million next year. So if, again, you've only made $18,000 this year, it's 2014, December 10th, I'm not even sure what day it is today. But again, it's only a few more weeks. How are you really going to make $1 million next year? Now, this may sound ridiculous, but a lot of people do this, and a lot of business people do this. Now, again, I would challenge that person in particular who has that mindset. How would that look if they approached a business investor? You want to expand, you need more money, and say, I'm going to go to a business investor and say, okay, I need this much money, but trust me because I'm going to make $1.2 million next year. Now, anyone with business experience or, an entrepreneur or business sense, they will not invest with you because they know that your numbers and your resources just aren't adding up. Again, you did $18,000, and next year you're just going to flip it to $1 million. Unless you have some magical formula, it just hasn't been done. Now, if you've ever seen the show, again, another new show, I'm sure you have. Again, I'm new to watching some of these TV shows, but it's another show. It's called Shark Tank, I believe, and I've noticed that the first question that these investors will ask is, how much money did you make this year? Now, when the numbers sound really good, the energy completely shifts in the room. They'll sit up in their chair, or their energy will perk up a little bit because they're like, okay, now you're talking. And then you got some numbers, you got, an interesting business, and you made some good money this year, and a lot of good, a significant amount of profit. Now they're interested. But then I also noticed the next question is, how did you do it? So that leads me to my next or my fifth tip. Now, that is basically very, very key to map and keep record of how you made your financial goals. Because again, a lot of us get so busy, especially if you're a business owner of a small business. Small business owners tend to do a lot of all of everything themselves. Their customer service to accounts receivables to product creation, marketing, everything. So that person may feel like, I don't have time for all this administrative work, and, I'm just going to just keep doing what I'm doing because it works. But again, it's really important to record it so that you can know how you did it, and more importantly, so that you can know how to repeat that. And, so to me, it's like once you put that pen to pad and map out your sales and marketing plan, this will give you a more realistic view of your financial goals and if you can meet these financial goals. And we'll also offer you some insight on how you can increase your numbers for that year. And again, so to do this, I would advise you to be very, very detailed. I know a lot of us hate to be detailed, and it's tedious, but it would help you tremendously. And I've learned this personally myself because I'm in the process of doing these things myself as well. But you can look at it from a month to month basis, and you can estimate how much you're going to sell of each product or service, again based on what you've already done in the past, so that you'll know certain months are super busy for your business, and maybe certain months are very slow for your business. So you can forecast this already into your year instead of getting frustrated and not realizing that, okay, every year this happens. It's just that I don't ever record anything that I do. So I'm now frustrated with something that is just a natural part of my business. So again, recording what you do is very, very important. And next, it will also show you, what you can offer in your business. So again, if you have a certain business that caters to certain holidays, you can know, okay, I can offer certain discounts on these days in this month. But again, if you're just on automatic pilot, you are not going to realize some of these areas that you can actually grow your business if you don't sit down with pen and pad and really map out your plan for 2015. And again, map out realistically how you can meet these financial goals. Now, another thing I would suggest as well is to examine, of course, your business expenses or your overhead and really see where you can make some cutbacks. So we always see these financial shows where they come into someone's personal home and they will advise them, okay, get rid of your cable and all that type of stuff like that. But a lot of us don't look at our business that way. And I think that's a key piece to look at, and with a complete new set of eyes. I would even suggest having someone else come and look at it for you, because sometimes we're just, again, so used to doing things the way we do it, and it works, so we just continue to do it. But you may not see where you can make a lot of savings, or you may not see where you can really just revamp your entire business and have astronomical savings. So, for instance, it's times are changing, so we don't always really need an office space. So if you're currently paying for office space, that may be something that you can look into. So again, if you're getting a spiritual consultation, and there may be some insight into how you can save money financially for the year, that may be something to look into, because a lot of work these days can be done virtually, or you really don't have to meet in person. And again, if you do need to meet in person, sometimes there are things that you can do, like you can meet in a coffee shop. Sometimes cute little coffee shops are very appropriate for business. I work in coffee shops or different places all the time if I don't want to always work at the office at home. And I'm just sitting there all day listening to people conduct business all day in all different types of businesses. And I see that, a lot of people are doing this, sales jobs to college people, recruiting students, no matter what the sector is. It's like this is so much cheaper than paying for an actual office space. And another thing that you can also look into, if, again, office space is something that is a huge piece of your business expense, is that they now offer virtual meetings online. So just go online, you can Google a lot of things where you can set up a meeting and have like a Skype a meeting, and there's other services like that as well, where, again, you don't have to meet in person, and you can conduct and have a very professional business meeting, but just done online. And again, that can save you probably thousands and thousands of dollars. So again, reviewing your overhead for the year can really help you to see how you can just revamp your entire business. Because again, you may realize that your entire business can solely be offered online. And you may not think that way because you're following, say, a traditional model where, okay, this is what we do. We always need a person. And, again, if you're a trendsetter and you're a visionary, and you really examine what you're doing, you can probably see another way to kind of take your business to the next level. Now, another assessment that I will also advise you to do when you're thinking about things that you want to cut back, sometimes, again, to make money, sometimes we have to spend money. So it seems like it's like counterproductive, but, you may want to just look at some of the services that you are paying for. Say, for instance, again, as you know, on the Nation, we do a lot of workshops, we do a lot of traveling and stuff like that. So there's a lot of marketing and promotion that goes into that. So if you have a similar, business, and you do a lot of marketing, or you may pay for marketing, you may want to examine some of that to see if, okay, I'm paying to be in a billboard every month, but how many referrals have I had from that billboard that's costing me, $200 every month? That may be something that you may want to look into and cut back. And, if you have a different business, just similarly, just looking at all your items to see, well, how much money have I made from that item? Do I really need that service? Because that may be something that you may want to take out and maybe even swap it out with a better service. So again, if you can find something that you may have to pay for, but it's very efficient and it will bring in more money, say whatever it could be, a blog talk radio show, for instance. If you pay for a premium show just to expand your brand, or there's a lot of marketing programs like Hootsuite. These things you can do manually, but say if you're just, again, your one-man show and you don't have the time, can this save you that time, but also bring in a lot of clients where, okay, you're making money, although you may have to pay a fee for the service every month. So again, it's kind of a balance. Look where you can cut, but also look where you might want to enhance some of your, some of your tools that you use to kind of conduct your business. Because again, in order to make money, sometimes you do have to spend a little bit of money, but again, make sure it makes sense. And another tip that I will also recommend for the new year is to, well, not lastly, but just always, once you have your plan going and you have it all set, say it took you years and years, like a whole month or a few months to get it together, just be very, very, very open as you implement your plan throughout 2015 to make the necessary adjustments. Now, that could be every single month. You want to sit back down and re-examine what you're doing, and every quarter. And I've learned this the hard way because I've been sometimes the type of person that's just on autopilot, and I've done things that have not been working, but I'm just doing them because this is what we do. And I've seen that other people have done that as well. Instead of stopping and saying, okay, this isn't working, okay, I need to make a change. I need to make the change now. And once I've made those changes, it's like, wow, now things opened up, clients are coming in, money's coming in. But if I didn't just stop because I felt like I was too busy to stop, I would have continued doing something that was not working. So, and that's because, okay, I have a plan because I'm one of those people that I feel like I made a plan, I have to stick to the plan. So I'm advising you from experience, just because you have a plan, it does not mean that you cannot go back, revamp it, reorganize it, change it, completely wipe it out, start over, because if it's not working, then you do need to make that change. And that, again, that's the same thing with spirituality. It's not all about the journey. It's not all about the destination. It's more so about the journey and the process that you're going through and what you're learning along the way. And that's the same thing with business. So, again, if you're realizing that, things are going good, but it could be better. Or, be flexible. You may meet someone next week who can take your business to the whole next level. And that may call for you completely wiping out your plan. But, again, you need to be flexible to things like that. So, again, definitely have a plan and be organized because, again, that will lead to your success. However, be very, very, very flexible in, making changes in order to be successful for the new year. Now, those are my 8 tips for being prepared for 2015 for your business. Again, we'll have a part 2 when Brother Damon gets back so we can expand more on this because, again, next 2015 is coming up. And also for 2015, just to make an announcement, I will be offering life path readings for the Kwanzaa/New Year to memorialize the holiday for, again, helping you to prepare for your business or, just if you want to get some proper guidance for the coming New Year for 2015. I do like the life path readings, and I'm offering them for half off. We had such a wonderful response to the Black Friday, so we decided to do it again. So, again, that will begin on December 26th through January 1st. At that time, you can schedule your consultation at www.orishareligion.com, and that's ORISHA, the word religion.com. And at that time, you'll see the service available to schedule your consultation anytime that you want, but it won't begin until December 26th through January 1st. And again, as you know, our store is up on saduluhouse.com, and that's SADULUHOUSE.com. And there you will see some wonderful spiritual and books and tools and services to, again, help prepare you, again, for 2015. Everyone wants to be, better for the new year and develop themselves and have New Year's resolutions, but we really offer tools that can help you do them. But, again, of course, you also have to do the work. But definitely go check it out. We have a DVD collection in case you missed the 2014 Self-Actualization Tour. I did some powerful lectures that he memorialized in 2 DVDs. I also did a DVD for our Shrine and Altar workshop, so we have a nice collection there. And, of course, as many of you know, Chief just released another new book, which is a very powerful and practical book. If you have a Shrine and Altar, it gives you a lot of powerful information to kind of help connect with your spiritual allies and guardians, which is another thing I highly recommend, again, for preparing for 2015. And, again, he also has a very new, beautiful service that he offers now that he's opened up to the public. Okay, he's been doing this for a while. It's monthly spiritual services. And, again, this can cater to any type of situation. So, say, again, if you do have a business that is successful, you may want to keep that going. So, again, that will allow you to have a monthly reading to, again, forecast and to see what's going on with you and your business, as well as Chief will do spiritual work for you as well to kind of keep that energy and the momentum going as well. And, again, it's any type of situation. If you have a family issue or issue with a court case, any type of life situation. Again, this is spirituality, so any type of situation you can think of, this service can kind of help you to meet these challenges and, get through it. So, again, just go to www.saduluhouse.com, and you can see all of our products and services there. And last but not least, we do have our last workshop for the year. If, again, you want to see Chief Yuya, everyone always asks, where will Chief Yuya be? Now, his last workshop of the year will be at Black & Nobel on December 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. So you can learn more about that workshop by going to www.anunation.org/events. And there you can learn more about it. It's going to be a powerful workshop. It's entitled The 14 African Principles. And you can learn a lot more about it there by going to the lecture and RSVP in advance. Because, again, if there's not enough people, he won't come out. So I encourage you to please RSVP. We only have a few more weeks before the workshop. I think it's about 3 more weeks. So, again, students, everyone come on out if you can. We would love to see you. And, of course, it will always, again, be a powerful learning experience. And, again, if you have any questions for myself or Brother Damon, you can email us at mastermindsmonday@gmail.com. And that's for any questions related to business or spiritual advice. And thank you again for joining us, and I will see you next